But that's what we're here to talk about today. How do we sell content marketing to the executive suite? How do we show the return on investment that content marketing can provide relative to other options or choices that you have in your marketing organization? We're going to talk about a content formula for any of you to use. On your seat, you have a handout. So 10 steps, 10 formulas that any business can use to quantify and measure and demonstrate the return on investment in content marketing. So don't look at it now. And the slides are available. I also just auto-tweeted out the slides on SlideShare. So I'm going to run quickly through a lot of good information, hopefully, and then look forward to a couple minutes of questions at the end. All right, so the agenda, build the business case, right? Before we get to content marketing ROI, we have to first identify what's the business case, not just for content marketing, but for marketing overall. Second, we have to look for the budget. And again, we don't need to find incremental budget for content marketing. You already have opportunities to reinvest marketing budget into content marketing that can show a better return on investment than your current marketing initiative. So we'll show you how to do that. And then finally, we'll get into the actual question, how do we measure the return on investment in content marketing? Sound like a plan? All right. So build the business case. So I always start my presentations with this slide. So this is the greatest pieces of content I've ever created, my 4 kids. So a couple years ago, my daughter, I think she was turning 8, I think it was, and at her birthday party, I saw sort of a thing pop up on LinkedIn that said that it was LinkedIn's 8th birthday as well. So my daughter actually shares a birthday with LinkedIn. She's now 13. LinkedIn is also now 13. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So, you know, the world of marketing, the world of social media really got introduced at the same time that my world got rocked with my first child. And then I looked at my second daughter, I'm like, I wonder what her birthday, if there's any kind of correlation there. And sure enough, she was born a month apart from the founding of Facebook, the actual public launch of Facebook. I was like, oh, that's cool. I've got 2 out of 4 kids that have this crazy correlation with social media. Then I looked at my son there. He's the blonde one, second to the left. His birthday is actually 1 week. It's coming up 1 week away from the introduction of the iPhone here in the United States. So we've got 2 social networks, the introduction of the iPhone, and then the crazy one here. This is Luke. His birthday is actually 1 month away from the founding of Snapchat. And like Snapchat, we still can't figure him out. But the point I want to make is that if you have children, even if you don't, you can imagine the impact that kids have on your life personally. And then think about how young these kids are, right? 13 is the oldest, all the way down to 4, almost 5. I don't let my kids stay at home by themselves. I don't let them cross the street by themselves. Think of the impact that social media has had, mobile technology has had, digital technology has had on the world that we live in, on the businesses that we work in, and especially the function of marketing, right? So think of just how short a period of time this has been, and yet the impacts that we have, right? So it's a message of change. So we have to start with this message of change when we talk to often grumpy executives. 74% of CEOs are unhappy with their CMOs. 74% of CEOs are unhappy with their CMOs. So hopefully your grumpy executives don't all look like this. Hopefully we're getting a little more diversity in the C-suite. But they're grumpy, right? They're not happy with marketing. And the reason for this is that executives are expecting marketing to deliver a return on investment, marketing that delivers a result. Content marketing ROI is the #1 objective for CMOs and for B2B marketers overall. So 93% according to Ad Age, content marketing ROI or marketing ROI overall, the #1 objective. 81% according to Content Marketing Institute and Marketing Profs of us, B2B marketers, see ROI as their greatest challenge, right? Because we know executives are expecting, no longer willing to put up with marketing that doesn't deliver a result. So this is important. But marketing has a marketing problem. What do I mean by that, right? If you ask most people who are not in marketing what marketing is, what do you hear? What do you think it is? Brochure. It's an ad, right? It's promotion. It's a billboard in Times Square. It's a cost center. It's selling, exactly, right? So marketing is more than that, right? It's more than the bastard child of promotion and sales, right? But that's how we feel all the time, doesn't it? And why do people feel this way?
What cigarette do you smoke, doctor? Tens of thousands of doctors in all branches of medicine, in all parts of the country, were asked that question. What cigarette do you smoke, doctor? The brand named most was Camel. Yes, surveys show more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Smoke Camels, the cigarette so many doctors enjoy.
So, as funny as this is, so the story behind this ad, Hill and Knowlton did this back in 1954. They went to the largest doctors' conference in the country. 20,000 doctors showed up in Chicago. And as the doctors were walking in the door, they handed them a carton of cigarettes, of Camel cigarettes. And then 50 feet later, there was a pretty young lady standing there saying, "Excuse me, doctor, what cigarettes do you have in your pocket?" And of course, they all said they had Camel. So that was the research that they used to support the claim that most doctors smoke Camel cigarettes, right? So the reason marketing has a marketing problem is because of us. We have created this problem, and we've started doing this a long time ago. So unfortunately, this is how most people think of marketing. I actually rank for the term sleazy because I used this picture in an article about the marketing problem that marketing has. I'm not happy to be ranking for the term, but we all know it's true, right? People think of marketing as not just sales, but like the sort of underbelly, like not happy and helpful salespeople, right? Sleazy salespeople. And then there's the most evil creation in the history of the world, the autoplay video ad. This is what we do to the consumers that we're trying to reach, right? I don't know if you're like me, I have like 18 browsers open all the time, and every once in a while another video ad will pop up, and I'm like searching through my tabs to find out which one is playing this evil thing, this video ad, right, that autoplays. This is how consumers feel. This is how your audience feels about the marketing crap that we produce, the promotion and the overselling that we do. We just want it to stop, right? As consumers, you know this is true. This is the first banner ad in 1994. I just graduated from college. It's from AT&T, and it said, "Have you ever clicked your mouse right here? You will." 48% click-through rate. 48% click-through rate on this ad. Have you ever clicked your mouse right here? You will. Guess what? We don't. And the reason for that is from that period, we started just scouring the internet with all of our banner ads, right? So now the web is filled with all of this kind of promotion. This is the click-through rate decline that we've seen just in the last 10 years or 15 years. Forget 1994, we couldn't fit that on the chart, right? So we're now approaching absolute zero click-through rates on banner ad promotions. So Business Insider actually said you're more likely to be struck by lightning, to give birth to twins, not to die but survive a plane crash, and to win the Powerball than you are to have someone click on your banner ad. It's just math, people. It's just math. I'm just the messenger. I actually found somebody. This is Mohammed Bashar, who both survived a plane crash and won the lottery. And he must not be in marketing because he says, he just wants to help people. He just wants to go out and help people. So as CMOs, as marketers, this is how we feel, right? We're trying to figure out what's the ROI of marketing overall? How do we solve this problem? How do we solve the problem that marketing has? How do we solve this problem for our executives? How do we solve the problem that our audience, that the buyers you're trying to reach, are completely overwhelmed and sick and tired of the promotion that we constantly throw at them? This is the explosion of marketing channels. So you can see, we used to paint signs and stick them on the side of trees. Then we invented movable type, newspapers, print magazines, radio, television. And so what we do as marketers is we spray all of our promotion across all of the tactics that we are all using as consumers, right? All of these channels. It's been an explosion in just the last 15 years. But, and if you're not a fan of Game of Thrones, I will tell you that winter is not just coming, winter is here, right? And so we love to buy all these marketing tactics. We love to scour the internet with our ads. But the end is near. The end is near. So while we use all these channels, consumers, we find content through three primary channels. Email, search, and social. I think in order it's search, email, and social. And you can see there's some shifts that are happening, but 81% of all the content we discover as consumers happens through just three channels. So while you probably use 20 or 30 or 40, your audience, your buyers, your consumers are using three primary channels: email, search, and social. So there's an opportunity there. This is my definition of content marketing. I think everything in life can be explained in a Venn diagram. So this is mine, explaining content marketing. This is all the stuff we create as brands on the left. And this is all the stuff that your audience wants on the right. Content marketing is the overlap, right? Now, you can get depressed looking at this because look at all this space over here that doesn't overlap with what your audience is actually looking for. That's the stuff we create that no one wants, right? And why do we do that? It's our natural instinct to want to talk about ourselves, right? We put pictures of our cute kids up on Facebook. We don't put pictures of what we look like when we wake up in the morning, right? We present our best selves. We want to talk about ourselves. We want to talk about who we are and what we are and why we're better. It's our natural instinct. It's okay. But we have to resist that, right? Because what your audience is looking for is pictures of kittens and babies and puppies. Now, that doesn't sell anything, right? So we have to find this overlap. That's what content marketing is. The overlap between what your brand typically creates or the stuff you know and what your audience is actually looking for. So we have to build the business case. And the business case for content marketing is quite simple. You can reach, engage, and convert buyers you would have never reached if you didn't create helpful, consistent content. Reach, engage, and convert all the people who are resisting your ads, the people who don't read your brochures, the people who don't go to your events, who don't even know who you are. You can reach, engage, and convert the massive size of audience out there that are resistant to advertising and promotion, the marketing that we all hate. That's the business case for content marketing. How large is that audience? This is just an example from SAP. SAP Cloud versus cloud computing, right? So SAP sells cloud computing software and solutions, and you can see this is the Google trend chart of all the people that make that search every single month. And this is the number of people that are searching for SAP Cloud. Right? So you can see the size of the audience of people that you can potentially reach with content marketing is many, many times larger than the size of people we typically talk to on our websites. You can monetize, you can show your executives the value of that audience. How much unbranded search traffic, how much of that larger audience of people are finding their way to your website? So this is a report from SEMrush, and I picked a brand, I won't name them, but 96% here of their traffic are people that are typing in their company name, right? So your company, right, the search term for your company, 90+% of your audience already knows who you are, already knows who you sell. They're probably already a customer, maybe an employee, maybe an investor, right? So that's the opportunity. Massive audience of people that are searching for help and solutions in the early stages of their journey. None of them are finding their way to your website. And you can quantify this. So answer the question, how much early stage search traffic do you get? How much early stage or unbranded search traffic do you get? Are you creating content people want? I don't even do content audits anymore. I used to do them for clients. But I found the answer was the same every time. For every one person who's ready to buy, there's 10 people that are sort of figuring out what they should do. And there's 100 people or more who are just trying to figure out, like, what is the name of the problem I have? Is there a solution out there? So for every one person who's ready to buy, there's 100 people just starting their buyer's journey. And yet, look at the content we create. 80% of it is product specific. If you're lucky, 10% or 15% is in that middle stage of helpful how-to stuff. And then in a lot of cases, it's 1% of the content that I see brands creating is in the early stage. So we have an inverted funnel, right? The funnel exists for one reason in marketing, to show that there are more people at the top of it than there are at the bottom of it, and yet we create all of our content for that one person who's ready to buy today. The buyer's journey doesn't start with a search for your product. That's my message to any product marketers in the room? Couple? Yeah? We need you. We need you to get on board because you have all the knowledge and expertise about the challenges that your customers have. We need you to help us create more content for the beginning of the buyer's journey. The buyer's journey doesn't start with a search for the product. And so this is how we do it. This is the types of stuff that people are looking for, right? It starts in the early and the middle, and there's lots of late stage stuff too. We can talk about the product. We can talk about the value we provide to our customers from our product in a way that's more about our customers, more about what they're actually looking for than about what we're trying to say. You can visualize this another way. This is content marketing. So there's actually 3,000 times more people asking the question, what is content marketing? Most brands don't answer the most basic question in their industry. What is the category of the solution you sell? What is it? Somebody told this, if you were in my content marketing strategy session the other day, Stan Woods from Velocity said the day after Brexit, the #1 search on Google was, what is the EU? Don't overestimate the intelligence of the buyers in the buyer journey. Answer their most basic questions first, and then they will come to you when they have the next question. How do I do this? And the next question, what solutions are out there for me? Who sells it? How much does it cost?